Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This fantasy football
Harsh
harsh reality.
reality.
And this is the week 4 waiver wire recap. We're just going to try and get these out. We're ready. You can see Monday Night Countdown. I don't know, it might be blocked out by the logo, but I'm watching it behind me on the screen right there.
Oh,
We have
yeah, you
two,
can see it.
and so we have the two games that are happening in just in like a half an hour, not even like 20 minutes. The first one starts. So we're both very busy people, or at
But we
least
love you and
Scott
we
is.
wanted you to get this. Yes.
Yes, we wanted to get in, so we're getting the waiver wires in right now, and we'll release those earlier tomorrow. Then hopefully we'll be able to get some other stuff in, and maybe we'll do some news after the waiver wires. Let's just jump right in there with people that they have to pick up. Obviously, one of the biggest stories was the loss of Neighbors in the Giants. I have this theory that life never gives you anything good without taking something away.
Mm.
And you know what I said about Jackson Dart in the episode, that this guy
Josh Allen.
is the next Josh Allen. That's what I
mean,
said.
you put your name out there. You put your stamp on him for sure.
And then he went out there, and what did he look like to you?
It looked like Josh Allen. He looked like Justin Fields and Josh Allen.
Yeah, he had it all kind of put together.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff. I was like, this is what now, of course. So the universe gives the Giants this incredible new star quarterback that they desperately have needed for this. Is Eli Manning left. And then it's like, but it's going to cost you the remainder of this season with Malik Neighbors.
It is a terrible, terrible trade-off. An awful thing to see for fantasy and for reality. I would have loved to have seen how these two could connect and what they could do together in their first season.
Right.
I really am sad.
And now Malik has to wait till his third season to really see, what's going on.
Okay, so then let's just jump right into the wide receiver waivers. Who would you pick up? I am curious. If Wan'Dale Robinson is out there, and he is in a lot of leagues. There's Wan'Dale Robinson, and then there's Darius Slayton.
And I hate to tell you this. Okay, and every time a guy comes in, he has a different set of preferences. He just has a different set of preferences. And it did seem now, as I said, he was going to try and force feed Malik. He was absolutely doing that before the injury. In fact, that's why the injury.
What caused the injury?
Absolutely. He was forcing it to him. He was trying to get it. Like, it was happening as foretold by the seer.
So I'm with you, because even though Wan'Dale Robinson was getting these crazy targets, remember, that's a different quarterback. It's a whole different situation. That was a different running back. The whole team is different. Darius Slayton, to me, showed there was a little bit of a connection. And you know what? Slayton's always had a pretty good, route running ability. Every now and then he flashes. He's a veteran. I think if I had to choose, I would. It sounds like you would too. Take Slayton.
I would. Well, first of all, Wan'Dale Robinson probably isn't available in most leagues, but if he is, the big fob money is going to be on him. So I would do the sneaky play with the lower fob money on Darius Slayton, the guy. Now, you do have to keep in mind that Darius Slayton is one of those guys. Every season, he has the one big game, and then everybody grabs him, and then he is silent but violent for the rest of the the run, so just slaughtering your bench, slaughtering your and then you eventually drop him. But I did sense that there did seem to be chemistry between him and Dart, especially now that he cannot force feed Malik Neighbors all season, which is exactly what it looked like he was going to do.
But I know. Well, good. So we're on the same page.
Over those two, I actually have someone I like more.
Over those two. Oh, well, I was just saying for the Giants.
I'm speaking of the Giants too.
Shit. Hold on a second. I forgot to turn off Do Not Disturb. Anyway. Yes. So you were talking about the Giants, somebody over Darius Slayton?
Theo Johnson. Not a wide receiver, tight end. Definitely see chemistry there. Definitely see opportunity there. And in a position where Darius Slayton's probably not going to make that much of a difference for you, Theo Johnson might make a huge difference for you at the tight end position. I would put my money and priority on Theo Johnson.
I had him in the tight ends, Theo Johnson, because I thought maybe that would be something that he would do. But maybe you're right. Maybe that he will be the number one pass catcher over there. He may be the number one because, like you said, Darius is middling. Interesting.
I don't think he'll be necessarily the number one pass catcher, but I just think in terms of upgrading the position on your roster, the better upgrade is going to be Theo Johnson.
Oh, yeah. If you need a tight end, because, boy,
pretty much everyone needs a tight end.
That list is brutal.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So we've covered the Malik Neighbors thing. Now, there's other people out there right now in some leagues and maybe not in others, but I'm going to throw some names at you, and I want to see what you think of like where you would put them if you needed a wide receiver, aside from the New York stuff, like where you would rank them. How about Luke McCaffrey, Troy Franklin, Tyquan Thornton, if he's out there, and hear me out, Adonai Mitchell.
Okay, so Adonai Mitchell is tough. He's got the drops. He's so bad. And this isn't just this last game. This is dating back to last season. He just drops the ball. There's some of these guys that just do this. All the talent, all the speed.
So stupid that it happens so often. I don't understand it.
Exactly. And this one wasn't just dropping the pass. This is getting to the goal line and throwing it to the end.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's just like he was holding it out like it was like, the Lion King, he's holding it up and dropped it.
I mean, he was looking back actually and seeing them, was like, oh yeah, I can showboat. Like it was, he got out, he was like, oh my God, they're nowhere near me and let me,
Yep. He found a way to blow it. But now
the lesson there, kids, is showboating. Here's the painful lesson.
Oh, I'd love to hear this coming from you. Go on.
Some people can get away with showboating, and it seems like it never hurts them negatively at all. Other people cannot. I am one of those people. The second I begin to showboat, the second I begin to gloat, the second I begin to strut, right on my face.
It does not stop him from strutting, showboating, or talking smack.
I'll keep going. And it's a lesson I will never learn. I will never learn this lesson.
You're going to turn it around.
But you trust me, some people get away with it, some don't. I don't, and neither does Adonai fucking Mitchell.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But I still think, look, I understand what he did was ridiculous and stupid and terrible, and everyone's mad at him. But, that was almost an 80-yard touchdown. Daniel Jones, maybe he's upset. And, but maybe he was like, look, the guy caught it. Everyone's pissed. He's going, he's going through a bunch of extra stuff at training. He's working on it. He's going to be better. I'm going to trust him because he's still electric. And he was pretty fast. And that catch was pretty great. And to break away from the tackle afterwards, awesome. The showboating needs work. Maybe we should stop that part. But he might be a good pickup because Daniel Jones is still playing well. That's not his fault. Like, think about what that did to people who started Daniel Jones. That would have been such a different score if he didn't just drop the ball. So, again, it's Troy Franklin, Luke McCaffrey. Let's take Thornton out because he's
gone into most lines. Yeah, most leagues he's gone.
So it's Luke McCaffrey, Troy Franklin, Adonai Mitchell. How would you rank those? Knowing that Daniels is probably going to be back next week, we don't know if Luke McCaffrey will continue to remain a thing. Or not. And Terry will be back as well.
I was going to say, and McLaurin will be back as well. He's not expected to be out for very long. He did not suffer a season-ending injury. So that's what really limits Luke McCaffrey's upside for the outlook of the season. And then
for waivers,
I mean, he could be something. I hope he becomes something, but I don't know how much more opportunity he's going to get to become. The reality is, yes, Adonai Mitchell, he's on the best offense with the best opportunity in a place that wasn't handed to him because of injury. It's a place that he's earned and is expected to fill week in, week out. So yes, probably the top, because the other guy, Franklin, he had that hot week or two, and then he's kind of gone. Yeah, and he is he playing tonight?
Yeah.
Well, he's been very cold since that big breakout week. Like last week, I don't think he put up like 3 points. Like it wasn't. So I think of these three, Adonai Mitchell. Now, having said that, the chances of Franklin going out and having a monster 3-touchdown game tonight just went up exponentially.
100%. What about quarterbacks? You got any of those? Because, a lot of people dropped Dak when CD got hurt. He's out there in a lot of leagues. I would say go look.
Oh, Dak is available in our league of record.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe. And Jordan Love.
Jordan Love is out there. Matt Stafford seems to constantly be out there.
We need to put some respect on his name, boy. I tell you.
You better. And then Kyler Murray is still out there, and Stafford, Sam Darnold is still out there. But Dak Prescott, I would say at this point, is a priority add if he's out there. Even if you don't need a quarterback right now, because someone else's quarterback is going to go down. Yeah. All right. And you're going to have a trade. If you don't need him and you've got this great quarterback, what if maybe yours goes down? Well, that's a great backup. And if he doesn't, somebody else's does. Boy, that's good trade bait. Whatever you need, you can have,
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm very disappointed in Justin Herbert. He started out electric, and every week he's struggled since. And
yeah,
I'm a little concerned. He has the weapons. The other guys are racking up numbers.
I was going to say, but that's the balance that they're doing with that team is they started with heavy pass, then they got the rookie involved, and
now
Hampton is now that he's here, Harbaugh can do what Harbaugh wants to do.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought they were going to remain a pass-heavy team, and they've clearly now kind of made their way back to being more of a run-heavy team, especially since now that he's the featured back. It's so funny. Like, now we got the one guy, run him to death. Like, okay, all right. But that definitely
that's sort of Harbaugh's way, I guess.
Seems to be what they're doing. So,
Yep. So if Prescott's out there, take a look, and I say he's a priority add. All those others, I think they're all really serviceable. I mean, there's some great ones. If Gino's out there, let him go.
Yeah.
Anyway. Running
anybody
back.
that watched this episode, there were two things that we were kind of trying to mind game each other with. The one he was like, Romeo, you're going to start Romeo Doubs over DJ Moore. And I went, and we even put it out earlier today in a clip that I was like, yes, this is one of those weeks where you're going to wish you started him. And then last week I said, don't, it's going to be a frustrating week. And it was. And then I said, this was the one, 3 touchdowns. Now, contrary to that, Scott has been trying to get everyone to confirm his gut feeling of starting Geno Smith over, tell him,
Baker Mayfield and Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Now, I also did a rant about how you can count on 3 things in life: death, taxes, and Baker Mayfield slinging the ball, baby. And he went out and did what Baker does, which is
look. I felt pretty vindicated after the first half. Right, Philadelphia was just stopping, and all of a sudden the dam broke loose. Bucky Irving just became this crazy beast, and it was catching passes, and he was running, and he was doing everything, and then all of a sudden, Ibuka, did his thing again. Who, by the way, so glad that I, got him in almost every league. I was high on him pre-draft. He was my favorite wide receiver rookie to go for, and I'm so glad he's just killing it.
Hey, hold on.
But then it opened up. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. Okay.
All right. Well, you know what? That was the past. We're going to move on to the running backs. We can get into
but I do have to share with them that
10 minutes till the game starts.
Okay, every time that Gino would do something horrible, I would text
the worst troll. God, such a troll.
All caps,
Gino. Even FaceTime me, and I'm like trying to grill for my parents, and I'm not watching right now. What happened? Is something good? And he's like, no, nothing good. I wouldn't.
No, he threw another interception.
Terrible. Anyway, all right. So running backs.
That was a fun one. Yes. Move on. Running backs.
Yes. Running backs. Okay.
Oh, really quickly. While we're still on wide receivers, Tolbert is out there in a lot of leagues. He's going to have a consistent role. I think it's not going to be more than 8 points. It's going to be 8 to 10 points every week, but I think it's always going to be at least 8 points.
He showed pretty good. He showed out pretty good last night.
And had a little bit of a spark.
You mean the 4 catches?
Travis Hunter.
Oh.
And he's on most waiver wires now. And it showed it started a little something was happening. Jacksonville's beginning to feel themselves. They're getting a little bit of a win streak happening. The Liam Cohen thing is starting to take hold. I wouldn't, if you have room on your bench, I would go ahead and grab Travis Hunter now.
Sure, and I would say if anyone has him, they're probably disappointed. You could probably get him for nothing.
I would wait till they get dropped and then pick them up for nothing. I don't think you even got to give anybody up for him. So, right. but in
Travis Hunter, just put a pin in it.
Weeks, he may be very valuable.
I'm still nervous about what they're going to ultimately do with his usage. I don't think they've figured it out yet, and
they haven't. But
they're makes me nervous.
I'm beginning to see a bit of a spark on the offense.
Fair enough. That's good. I'm glad you brought his name up. It should be mentioned. So the running backs, if you don't need to start them now, go right now, hurry, go to the waiver and pick up Ollie Gordon, the one who's backing up Devon Achane. Look, this kid is big and strong and good, and he is getting involved a little more. And Achane has a history of injury. I mean, he's been decent lately, and he started wearing the Guardian cap and all that stuff, and hopefully that helps. But I just would say he would be a good stash because the amount of usage.
Well, he's probably gone in most leagues. After the performance he had last week, he's gone in a lot of leagues. But I get it. You're right. And after the game tonight, we haven't even seen the Monday night game yet. I mean, he may be at the top of everybody's mind. We'll see. I mean, we may be giving out advice that tomorrow he's injured. So
that's true.
Who knows?
True. We don't know. But that was just a sneaky one. Now, another one that might or might not be out there, Woody Marks. I think you mentioned him last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, he was starting to get more involved, but we still weren't sure if it was going to be. They have another kid over there, Rashad something or other. And anyway, Smith, maybe, whoever it is, it's Woody Marks. It's going to be the guy. He's catching the ball.
And I would say he's a 1B. I wouldn't even say he's number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, 1A is still Chubb, but just de facto, out of respect and age situation.
Yeah, I give Chubb 1A status for maybe one more game.
Yeah, Woody Marks, if he's still out there, go out there and grab him. I wish I had. Sometimes I don't take my own advice to my own.
All right, now these last three are nuts. Okay, I'm just gonna say them, and then we got to think about them for a minute, and then we'll go watch the game. But Gainwell.
Yep. Top of my list.
Justice Hill.
Okay.
And Rachaad White.
Okay. All right.
So Justice Hill outtouched, outcarried, outdid everything Derrick Henry versus Kansas City. He was amazing and electric. And I know that Derrick wasn't in because they were down by so much that they just pulled him and we're like, look, we're not going to run you into the ground for a losing effort. And clearly,
we need somebody with a pass catching opportunity. So
right, and it seemed to have worked pretty good. I mean, they didn't win, but he did real well.
It will be interesting to see if they continue that trend and are like, you know what, maybe although they lost. So I don't know what about it you're going to look at and be like, we did better with. No, you didn't.
It's more about the usage.
If you would have controlled the clock, the best way to beat Mahomes is always to keep him off the field. How do you keep him off the field? Running the ball with Derrick
Henry. Yep, you're right. I still think he's an interesting one. I mean, Gainwell, look, how long will Jaylen Warren be out? But what he did last night or whatever.
No, absolutely. Gainwell deserves play. And I think he carved a role for himself in the first and second down.
Right? I think so too. I mean, boy, look, I don't remember seeing a lot of Jaylen Warren. I know he was being productive and whatnot, nothing flashy, but what I saw out of Kenneth Gainwell was special. And I was like, holy crap. We got to do something.
Gainwell, as much as I've been holding on to shares of Caleb Johnson, if you have Caleb Johnson, try and get Gainwell and just switch them out right now. Because I just don't know until both of these guys get injured. I just don't know if there's going to be any play for Caleb Johnson. I mean, Caleb was the number 2 yesterday, and they gave 3 touches for it, over the course.
And he's not doing much with those touches, and I think
he's a pounder. You got to give him that. He's like a Derrick Henry, where you got to just keep giving him the rock, and they have no intention of doing that. So he may be, if you have him and can get Gainwell, you definitely switch those guys right now.
Right now, and then there is one other name to mention. just because he's starting to get worked in, and I know he's been hurt a lot most of his whole career, but Kendre Miller, and I've mentioned him
I
before,
got
right?
him. Yep.
Right, Kendre Miller. I think that this might be a smart time to stash him. You can see the writing on the wall with Kamara. It's much like it was with Aaron Jones. But these guys can't keep doing what they're doing to their body for as long as they're doing it and the way that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And his style is impressive and amazing, and I give him all the credit, but it's not sustainable at his age. And I think that, Kendre's getting more and more involved, and he seems to be getting, a little better and a little more developed.
Kendre is absolutely getting more involved. 12.5 points yesterday. I think I think Kendre, we've been waiting for the Kendre Miller season. It was very popular. Everyone thought it was going to be last year, and I think it may be happening this year.
Yeah, me too. I think this might be the perfect time to go ahead and stash him.
I've got two more running backs.
What you got?
I got Xavier Scott out of Minnesota. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with Jason or with
Mason. Jordan Mason,
or as I like to call him, Jason. But I don't think they're going to stop using him, but I mean, they clearly realize they can't ruin him. So they're working in the Xavier Scott, who seems to have a lot more of the pass catching upside than Jordan. Jordan's
a pretty tough little guy. He's a tough little dude.
They like getting him the ball. I don't know. I mean, I like his explosiveness. I like his versatility. He might be somebody you can grab and put on your bench for now. And welcome back to the NFL, Isaiah Pacheco.
Of course, because we dropped him.
I dropped him. I traded him out. Is he, but I needed the handcuff Brian Robinson Jr. for McCaffrey, so it made sense for me. But still, you knew he would have this game. The question is, are there more of these games? And the safer money, I think, is snatch him up and find out.
Yeah, you're probably right. Look, a lot of people like us got sick and tired of him clogging up the bench. We were hoping and hoping. It looked like it was not going to happen this season. And then all of a sudden, it's not like he had an incredible game, but he did have that catch for the touchdown. They're getting him involved. Patrick looks better. And if Patrick gets better, the whole team gets better, including Pacheco. Everyone's spirits get raised. He can start getting involved. They'll start getting a lead perhaps more, and then they'll run more. So it all leads to more opportunity for Pacheco. I think you're right. I think maybe you're right to take him, stash him, because he's on such a good team. And just, if you don't need a running back, that's a perfect one to just wait on, because he is a stud.
And he's an RB1 that's sitting on the wire.
I mean, Kareem Hunt is an RB1 that's sitting on the wire.
Yeah.
That's the real RB1 over there. It's according to the numbers. This season, RB1, he's had more touches.
So far, but this last week, you saw Pacheco finally look like Pacheco, and that's all they need. I'll tell you, that's all they needed to see. I promise you that.
But I like that kid, Rashad Smith. I think that's his name, the third one.
Right.
I think he's got a lot of juice.
He does. He's a big. He reminds me of the Ollie Gordon type.
You think so?
Yeah. Bigger, pounder, if I remember correctly.
I thought he was a little bit on the smaller side.
Maybe I'm thinking of him all wrong.
He's the third guy. Over there with them, they don't use him much, but when I was
pretty hammered by the late games. So
yeah, I caught that on the end. With the last zoom was like, whoa, you're like shirtless and slurry, and I was like, oh, here we go. Anyway, but what a game! All right,
but that was at the end of the Cowboys game. I mean,
yeah.
Come on. I mean, that's after 9 hours of football. Yeah.
Waking up at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
6:30.
7:30. I was watching. It started at 7:30.
Yeah. Well, so those are great names. I think that they're all somebody that you should be looking at. Justice Hill is interesting. All those guys are cool. There are. I don't think there's really any tight ends to discuss. I really don't. I mean, Zach Ertz is still out there. Waller. Okay, Waller might play tonight.
Yes, but I think there are. AJ Barner out of Seattle seems to be taking over a pretty strong role. Jake Tonjes, which, didn't see much play with Mac Jones, but now that Purdy is back, Tonjes is looking real usable again, which I had dropped him because he wasn't getting any play with Mac, and now Purdy made him look good again. Now, one guy I will tell you to stay away from, and you're going to want to go out and grab him, and it's Tommy Tremble. Don't waste your fob. Don't waste your priority on Tommy Tremble. He does this every year, one good game, and then nothing the rest of the season. Don't waste your time with Tommy Tremble.
What about should we waste our time with Brenton Strange or
well, he should already be roster.
I don't know. Take a look at his numbers. He's probably not.
It's not been a great season. And now they have the other tight end that was getting some juice. I forgot his name, but he was one of the ones taking it away from him. And I'm like, oh my God, now there's getting to be too many mouths to feed.
Evan Ingram is available on many wires.
And you know what? Tonight will be very interesting to see if he finally pulls it on track. Because judging from what I saw in preseason, they had a lot of big plans for this guy. I got a lot of shares of him in the leagues, and then he didn't do anything.
I understand. He had such promise. I was so excited. I think maybe he was injured.
I think he's banged up. I think he's banged up, and it's affecting his ability to be integrated.
Tonight will be very.
Tonight will be very telling. Tonight will be very telling.
To see his play.
And what time is that? The early game or that's the late game?
Which
that's the late game. So because it's Denver.
That's the late game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the first game is the Miami Jets game.
Oh, good. I want to see that one first.
Right.
Anyway.
And so the late game. So it really, I mean, well, no one's going to see this in time, but I may have to go out. Actually, I think I did go out and grab Ingram in a couple of places.
Why not? Go and grab him before the game. If he has a great game, I did this with Jackson Dart before he started. I went and grabbed him, and I was like, if he comes out and he's killer, then maybe he'll be, maybe he'll be a keeper for me next year. Maybe he'll be whatever. Maybe trade bait or whatever. But let's go quick because the games are kicking off now. I've got 4 defenses for you to target if you're streaming for week 5. And I'm going to put them in what I think are the order of importance. If you disagree with that order, let me know. But I've got Arizona, number 1, versus Tennessee. The Colts, number 2, versus Gino. The Browns versus Minnesota. And the Giants versus New Orleans. That's the order I put it in. What say you?
I haven't looked at the matchup, so I can't really say. One of the defenses that I think that is really starting to spark is Jacksonville. And Jacksonville is available on a lot of wires and should be considered. I don't know who their matchup is.
I just don't know who's on bye next week. They might be
on bye. Okay.
They might.
We'll take a look. But I'm just saying, if they're out there, they might be someone you consider, not just for next week. I mean, like as someone becomes playable for the season, they look pretty good. And they're in a pretty easy division. So
I mean, the Colts might be that. The Colts might be that as well because they have that.
Oh, the Colts absolutely are, but they should not be available. Like I have them on several teams already.
They're out there. The Colts are out there.
If they are, grab the Colts. Now, I didn't use them this week because they were up against the Rams, and I'm like, I'm going to temper expectation, but I didn't get rid of them. I dropped other people. I dropped Pittsburgh. I dropped a couple others.
Now I bet you're sad about that after what Pittsburgh did.
Not really. That's an overseas game. We'll see if that sticks.
Good call. Well, I mean, the Colts I think are good. The Browns versus Minnesota, we don't know what it's going to be. And the Giants versus New Orleans, you would think that might be a slam dunk, but I give New Orleans credit.
No, they look okay versus because the spark that Dart brought to the offense immediately cross applied to the defense. They were playing way better. The defense that I was drooling over finally showed up.
Yep. Yeah. You always liked Thibodeau and Burns. Those are your guys.
Burns, and the new kid.
Sexy Dexy, of course.
Sexy Dexy, and and then the new kid. Where's the rook they just got too? Is another one. So it's just the four horsemen. Let's just call them the 4 horsemen. Those guys, what a collection. I think they're going to get better now. Now they're inspired. Now they see what's happening with Dart. Listen, you grab that Giants defense. You especially with this matchup against New Orleans. Ooh,
I mean, New Orleans did look good.
I'm going to say it right now. 8 sacks. 8 sacks against Rattler in New Orleans. Lock it in.
Buffalo couldn't do that to him this week.
Buffalo doesn't have the pass rush that the Giants do.
That's a good point. But he played pretty good against them.
DeMarcus Lawrence went out.
Another good point. All right, you're right. Not the full defense. Okay. Well, let's go watch football.
Let's go watch football. This has been the waiver wire edition of Fantasy Football.
Harsh reality. Good luck.